Alright guys, I'm actually going today, so do apologize for the wind. We got, hurricane force winds again. But I'm kind of just looking at this old, I'm guessing this is supposed to be a John Deere, but the name's rubbed off. But it's green, so I figured it's John Deere and it's got yellow rims. But I wish I knew what the model number of this thing was. I mean, that's how old it is. I was kind of just peeking at it. I was looking at the drive shaft. I noticed one of the yokes is kind of stuck there, but I think if I soak it in WD-40, it probably would loosen back up. But I don't know. I just kind of started thinking, I was like, well, it would be kind of nice to maybe get this whole thing up and running again, but it's missing. The reel's been destroyed because that was all I made out of wood at one time. And I think the canvas thing is missing. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have a canvas roller, canvas thing there that spins. And then, of course, the belts have been robbed off. I guess somebody thought they needed them. I'm sure this thing's been a parts donator at one time. I don't know where you'd even get canvas for that anymore, but I don't know, I thought it'd be kind of neat to maybe one day get it fixed up again and maybe even just use it a little bit, even though it's not hydraulic. Wouldn't be able to hook the spine the little farm all. The 400 probably could run it no problem, but figured, I could hook it to the 1586, wouldn't be an issue, but it's missing some parts. It looks like it's just mostly belts. And then the canvas, canvas doohickeys missing, which I don't know where you can even find them anymore, because the shaft is kind of bent. But I don't know, it's probably just from the cows rubbing on it all these years. You probably could re-straighten it. That plank of wood there, this thing here, that's actually for that trailer, that green trailer. So I'm not sure why that's chained up, but it is. Yeah, so you can see the cows have been rubbing on it because look, there's hair stuck in it. So cows have been using it as a scratching post, which is why the reel's been destroyed and everything else. But I don't really know. I'm not really sure what model number this is because I don't see one anywhere. And pretty positive it's a John Deere, but it's missing the canvas. The reel's been destroyed and it's missing a few belts. And then the drive shaft's stuck. But I thought it would be kind of neat to just come over here. Of course, I see now that's not going to work anyway because it's missing its belts. But it'd be kind of interesting to come over here with the 1586 and just hook the PTO up. And maybe just bump the PTO, see if any of the stuff would even move. But I'm pretty positive the drive shaft would turn because I can do that. And if you do it there, you can kind of see it move throughout the shaft. But here comes my friend. Oh, I guess not. Well, maybe. But I guess if any of you guys have any ideas of what it is, I mean, like the model number wise, it's a John Deere, but I can't read a model number. So if any of you old people out there know, I guess let me know. But I'm not sure what this crank does. I know there's cranks on each end. I'm guessing it levels it out. But yeah, I kind of decided it'd be kind of neat to run this old stuff again, but would it be worth it? because I mean, it would never get a paint job, even though it should get a paint job, but it's never going to get one. But I don't know. But don't break my antenna off there now. I kind of need that. But yeah. She's not hydraulic though for the lift, obviously. That's why she got those big handles there. Obviously one is raising lower. I don't know what the other one would be for. I guess somebody will have to let me know. But I figured one was for raising lower. And I'm not sure. I know on some pull type cutters, the hitch slides out. It doesn't look like this one does it. So this has the fixed hitch. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it would be kind of neat to get it fixed, fixed up again and maybe cut some hay with it. It's going to need new parts. It's definitely going to need some new sickles because these are all wore out and they're rusted. But if I was ever to get serious about fixing this thing up, it would not be out here. It would have to be in the yard somewhere. But we have enough crap that we got enough crap in the yard already. I don't know what my great-grandparents ever did when they were done cutting hay for the season. Unless it just came back out here, I guess. I don't know. I guess she thinks the four-wheeler needs a bath. She's licking everything. But whatever. This is the original toolbox. And I finally tied the thing shut because the wind kept flopping it open, and I didn't want anything getting in there, and trying to keep at least some of the rain out, but might be a little too late for that because it's probably been like that for 50,000 years. But yeah, I don't know, I just thought it would be kind of neat, I'm still trying to figure out what drove the sickles. I'm guessing that lower chain right here, that come down and I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing though, because yeah, well, actually I think what that chain is that's the kick. I call it the kick out, but it's what's on the John Deere cultivator that I have. In order to raise and lower the cultivator out of the dirt and put it back in the dirt, you had to raise it or pull the rope, which then had a trippy thing on it, and then that told it to either come up or go down. I'm guessing that's what this is here too. I'm guessing it's down there on the wheel. You just can't see it because it's covered in grass. That's probably what that chain powers. Looks like it's... That makes no freaking sense. Yeah. Well, the chain just come off the top. No, or is the reel... No, I think the reel is ground driven. That's what it looks like to me. The reel is ground driven, and I'm guessing the sickle is powered off the PTO, and that's what these belts are for. Yeah. Yep. Look here. Here comes the shaft. Once it comes off the pulleys, and imagine right there is a back and forther thingamabob that pulls the sickles left and right. That's what causes your cutting action. So the sickle's PTO driven, but the reel is ground driven, from what I can tell. Which I guess whatever. If I stay out here for another hour, I'll have a nice shiny clean four-wheeler, I tell you that. Whatever, it's all dirty anyway. Don't eat the plastic. Oh, you stupid idiot. Give me the plastic. Give me the plastic. Get out of here. Crazy animal. Just the littlest thing she gets into, she's gonna get into it. Crazy. So the last thing is I need you to eat that. When you get sick, and they gotta go put you down. But yeah. And it looks like the reel is made out of some pretty small wood, because it looks like the wood fits in between these slots. So it's not a very big piece of wood. Don't eat more of it, for crying out loud. Get away from it, damn it. Looks like she's got the crop lifters on her, though. It's kind of an interesting story. I think those are crop lifters, which is probably telling me the last job that it did is it probably cut wheat or something, and they had wheat laying on the ground or something. That's what's kind of telling me. Because you don't need... I don't think you would really use crop lifters for hay. See, that's how small that wood is. I mean, you can get plenty of that wood for cheap at the lumberyard too, but I don't know. But yeah, I just thought it would be kind of an interesting thing to maybe try to get this whole thing up and running someday, but probably never going to happen. But you know, if I only put a few $100 into it, it'd be better than buying another used piece of equipment and then wondering the condition it is. What do you want? Go do something with your life. What? Quit eating my stuff. And this is the old hay rake. I've done a video on already all this stuff anyway. But we have that nicer New Holland one, so we're gonna use that. Most likely won't be using this thing for anything, even though it would be nice, I guess. But that fucking cow. All I want to do, a little Teletubby, is make a freaking video, but you're making it impossible. Get out of here. I think all the splinters of wood are from the... Oh my god, dude, really? Now, just lick the fender, don't lick nothing else. And then I remember a few years ago, the old timer wanted to get this disc up and running. He said this would be really good for turning over fresh dirt, which there's not really a hell of a lot to it. It'll just need 3 new tires. I'm actually kind of concerned that she might eat my key. You know, I don't think she'll get to it. Oh, she's licking the gear shifter. Yeah. Like, your mom's coming. She's concerned about you. Because I know how that can go. She'll eat the key and then I'll never get my key back. I got a spare, but I shouldn't have to use my spare key. So, what's this? Is this a homemade cup holder or something? I don't know. Yeah, this thing's still got, well, it's missing a couple, but got most of its teeth too. Oh, it's even on springs. What? That's insane. I've never seen a rake with teeth on it, or springs. That's actually kind of fucking mind-blowing. But ooh, that's not even seized. Wow. How come this stuff never really gets seized all that much? Yeah, the old timer said that this would be a good thing to use when you have, I guess when you turned over a fresh field or something. Not really sure what the hell this does. Maybe that just puts more pressure on the disc, but you can see it's only a one-way. So, but yeah, I don't really know what it would do. It's got a weight box. Looks like it might have one good tire. Rest of them are junk. But yeah, I don't know. There's got weeds growing in the box already. Stinking damn stinkweeds. But yeah, it would be kind of nice to get all this old stuff up and running again, so then we wouldn't have to buy any of our own shit. You know, it's like spend a few $100 and have your old stuff back up and running. But the problem would be, you'd have to get all that wood again. Try to find a canvas that would fit that. Probably would have to be new. You know, I don't think canvas is it's not very cheap stuff. Rebuild the reel. And I have no clue what size belts would fit on that thing. I imagine they look like they'd be pretty massive belts. And then it might even need new tires. But I'd probably just go with the classic 3-rib again. I think they still make them. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting, you know. But it's gonna be a lot of work, and I don't have time for that this year, because I want to get the drain truck up and running. But here's I guess the thing for you guys, because I'd like to get you guys involved. The grain truck's going to be an ongoing problem for the next couple of years. We know that. So we know that's going to run. What do you think we should work on next? If we even should work on anything. I was kind of thinking maybe the blue pickup. See that blue pickup over there? She's pretty wore out, but you know, she would still make for a good sprayer pickup. One of the fuel tanks are shot. It's got the dual fuel tanks, but they both leak. And I think the transmission leaks because the seal's going out in it. I think the engine's still solid, but other than that, everything else is junk. But yeah, I remember when my grandma got that pickup. She got it off a guy not too far from here. I think he actually lived in that town right over on North Dakota side there. He had a topper and everything for it, and somebody in the family took a picture of it when it was first brought to the farm. My God, was that thing ever nice. It was just the cleanest truck you could ever find for being a North Dakota truck. Now she's just wore out. She's had a hard life, and the topper's shot. The bed's rotted out. The fenders are rotted out. The frame might be solid yet, but everything else is done. Well, I don't know. Do you think we should... what would you guys like to see for a next project? I mean, we're still going to work on the grain truck, but I don't think I'm going to take on any of this stuff this year, like the swather or anything. I guess unless there's enough votes on it, I guess, or something. I don't really know. You guys can, I guess, leave your opinions. What would you like to see repaired next? I was thinking maybe the blue pickup, but I don't know. That thing might be too far gone. And imagine the engine's stuck on that thing. The Farmall, that was supposed to be this year's project, but the engine is still stuck. And the grain truck is the only thing that wanted to come back to life. So I'm just going to tinker with the grain truck, I think, pretty much on and off the rest of the year. But what would you guys like to see for a project maybe next year? Do you want to see me... because there's really not much of the stuff needs a lot of work. You don't really need anything else. I know we have this old Massey Harrison, whatever the hell it is, plow, but we don't need these, so yeah, we don't really need any of that. So yeah, so we either have, and that old hay dump rake thing there, right here in front of us, we don't need that either. We did use it many, many years ago when I was a little kid, but I never used it, haven't used it since. Probably wouldn't mind to pull it out and readjust it again, but I don't know, we can either, I really just use this thing, I guess. We either could work on the old swather, see if we can get the swather back up and running again for next year. Or I guess we could try the John Deere hay rake for shits and giggles. But we're not going to use it, so it's really no sense. Unless we needed 2 rakes, which I mean, I guess someday we could use 2 rakes, but we got that New Holland, and that thing works like a charm, so I don't even know if this whole thing would even work anymore. Even though it should, because I think they chained that down for some stupid reason, so you can't really do anything with it. But that looks like a real adjustment right there. This must be real adjustments or something. This thing's stuck. Yeah, well, WD-40 would take care of that. So we either have the swather, the pull type swather, or we could work on the hay rake, this old one here, but I don't know where you would find parts for it. Or we could work on this disc, I guess, but again, I don't think we're going to really have a use for it. Unless, I mean, maybe someday we'd have a use for it if we were going to plant our own alfalfa or something, we could use a disc. We do have other equipment. It's over there against the tree lines, but I'm not going to go over there right now. So we do have other stuff too. And that's where that John Deere cultivator used to sit, right there. That's where that John Deere cultivator used to sit. We pulled that thing out, put slightly newer tires on it, and then just ran with it. But I know there's one thing I wouldn't mind trying out, but you know, this would just be for shits and giggles. It wouldn't be anything, you know, it wouldn't justify doing it. But we have an old seed drill over there, right there in the center of your screen. That's an old Case seed drill. It doesn't have Packer wheels or anything on it. Just has a little drag chains behind it, but they don't really do anything. I told the young guy that I wouldn't mind trying that just for the shits and giggles, but he said it wouldn't do any good. He says the way that it would place the grain would never really do anything, which I think is bullshit, because if it didn't do anything, then they wouldn't have made those type of drills. So they're probably not as good as today's stuff. I mean, I know that for a fact, but we're not a high-tech farm over here either, so we don't need 2021 technology. So, but yeah, this is bent, so I don't know if that's going to really affect anything or not. Guess we could just crash into it with something and push it back straight again, but that's what the loader tractors are for, I guess. But yeah. I got a piece of wire tied around here. I don't know what the hell that's about. Yeah, I don't know. Would be that's really the only thing I think that's worth trying to save is the swather, because you know, we could use it. Then we could be cutting our own freaking hay, right? But I imagine I'll end up probably getting something newer anyway, but Well, that's not even seized. Check that out. It's a little stiff, but nothing that some grease or WD-40 can't fix. But I don't know what this rod does. Kind of an interesting thing, but yeah, I don't know. It's a miscellaneous wire. Got some reel adjustments. So it looks like they've been used at one time as well. But I imagine this goes up and down somehow. But I don't, unless it's just a permanent thing. Well, everything has to have an adjustment, so. But I don't know, we'll probably end up having a newer pull type swather anyway, but I just thought, you know, if you guys wanted to see something, I guess something worthwhile, we could attempt to get this old thing up and running again. Can't really promise anything, but it's better than it sitting here rotting. But I don't know. I don't know what that piece of metal's for, but I guess they had it there for a reason. I guess maybe the hay slid over that, I guess. Doesn't seem like it makes very big windrows, but I guess we could fine tune that a little bit too and make them slightly bigger. You could take off that plow looking kind of thing, and then that piece of metal right there could be bent back a little more. But yeah, I don't know. Might be kind of worth maybe trying someday. I don't know, but probably wouldn't take much to get that PTO shaft unstuck again. But it's just the U joint, so you soak them in WD-40 for a couple hours. It might soften them up, but I still think this tire is holding air. It feels like it's still holding air, which is freaking surprising. But if anybody knows what model this pull type swather is, I know it's got to be definitely a John Deere, but I don't know. I don't know the model number. I don't see a model number anywhere. So if any of you guys have any ideas, I guess throw them at me. But other than that, that's pretty much it. You guys, I imagine I won't be able to turn this by hand. Oh my God, I can. Oh, well, that's going to be a problem. Shouldn't the well, that's kind of shocking. Don't tell me that the sickles are mounted to a piece of wood, and then that piece of wood is mounted to that. Sure enough, I think that's what it is. Yep. Sure enough. Well, that's the damnedest things. So supposedly, you got a piece of wood there that's supposed to drive the sickles, which fuck ain't gonna take much of a beating before that shatters into a million pieces. I don't know, you guys tell me. Think it's worth a shot maybe next year or something? I don't know. Or should we just forget it? I don't know. I mean, we're still going to be working on the grain truck no matter what. But we know that's going to be a pretty solid project once we get all the bugs worked out of it. But I don't think we're going to find much for parts for this thing. So anyways, guys, I guess I'll take off. You guys can let me know if you think it's worth it someday, or we should just let it go. But we're never going to sell it, that's for sure. It's always going to be here. We might even just pull it ahead a little bit, maybe. That's what we should do, is just clean it up a little bit, pull it ahead a few feet, or maybe even just a foot, get the wheels out of its holes, and then it could just sit there then. That's already pushed right up against the freaking fence. So, yeah. Alright guys, I guess I'm going to take off, so I guess let me know what you think, but if you think maybe she's worth it or not. The reel will definitely have to be rebuilt. You can see the bend in the shaft, but I don't know if that really matters too much. Then we'll need a canvas thingy for it, and probably some new sickles, whatever else, you know. She's gonna definitely need some new parts. That's a little stiff. So what happens when we turn? Yeah, that big shaft turns. That big, this big pulley turns. So we know that's not stuck. So that's a good thing. A little bit of work to the PTO shaft and she'd be good as new again. But I don't know, wish I could find you know, some information on it, but I guess if anybody else knows, I guess throw them at me. But she's a John Deere pull type swather of some kind, but I don't know what year makes or model, so alright guys, I guess I'm going to take off, so I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, take her easy.